it here. Well, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's 6:30 in the morning here in Angeles City. So, having my coffee. I've been up, I don't know, since about, I want to say about 4 this morning. Took care of a couple phone calls to the U.S., touched base with my mom, and a little later I'll touch base with my daughter and my brother. I hope everybody's doing okay. I really and truly do. Went to the Candy Palace meet and greet yesterday. Good morning, Scott. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hiya, Robert. Nice to see you joining us. Thank you for spending time. Um, we had the meet and greet, or I guess we didn't because I didn't have anything to do with it. But Philippine Annex put together a small meet and greet here at Candy Palace up on the rooftop yesterday, and it was uh, well attended, I thought. Some interesting situations there. CJ abroad, Philo in the Philippines, of course, George and Heidi from Philippine Antics. And hello, Dean, how are you? So nice to see you again. Philippine Antics was there. Steven says, I'll be there on the 16th of March with my beautiful Filipino. We're staying there 2 nights and then flying out to Cebu. Then I'll be heading back to Pensacola. Wow. Uh, oh my God. Um, I don't know how to respond to just about both of these things here. Hold on a second. Uh, I've never gotten a super chat before. I don't even know if that's real. But if it is, Robert, thank you so very, very much. Um, that's just great. Snow, hiya, Scott. Snow on the grapevine. I 5 was closed. Well, that's kind of crazy. But getting back to Stephen, he's going to be here on the 16th. Going to stay here 2 nights, flying out to Cebu, and then heading back on the 23rd for Pensacola. You know, I got to tell you something. I love the Pensacola area. I really do, Stephen. I hope that if you're in town here in Angeles, you'll drop me a line. Maybe we can meet for coffee or a beer. Thank you so much. Um, yes, uh, Dean, my father-in-law is doing much better. Arlene is back. She got back Saturday night, so we're cruising along. Robert, um, it's real, brother, unless YouTube is tricking you. Um, I have to be honest. I didn't even know I had monetization available on live streams, so I just didn't even know it, to be honest with you. But congratulations, you're the first person to ever send us a super chat. Really appreciate the heck out of that. That's for sure. Um, you know that that's dinner for Arlen and I one night if uh, YouTube will give me any of it. I don't know. I'll keep you informed and let you know what happens with respect to it. Yes, Stephen, absolutely. Stop on by, bring your beautiful Filipino wife. If Arlene's available, she'll drop in as well. Um, I don't know where you're, if you're actually going to. I don't know what that is. I just had an itch. I really and truly did. Um, So, anyways, so we had the meet and greet, and it was nice. Ran into Barry from Cavite, who is an absolute funny young man. He's in his 80s, and I will tell you, he is a nice guy. I watch his blog every now and then when I have time, and he's certainly interesting. Um, had a guy who just moved here from Dumaguete, Yale, I think is his name, USA International Traveler. He has a relatively new channel. Ran into Chubbs, DC. Now we know, everyone knows now, Support Brothers. Oh my gosh, Robert. Well, I guess all I can say is we're so appreciative. We truly and truly are. Um, thank you. Thank you so much. Um, I have no idea how it even works. Again, you guys have to understand, we really are new to YouTube when you come right down to it. We only started September 17th of 2022. So we've been at it for September, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months. And we got monetized in about, I want to say, when we got monetized like January 2nd or 3rd. So there's a lot about it we just don't even understand, to be honest with you. We did this as a hobby. We still do it as a hobby. Um, and it's so much appreciated that people drop in and say hello and and everything. In fact, I don't even have a way to tell. Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. I can tell there are 6 people online and one like, and we've been live for 7 minutes. So, like I said, we're still learning. We're still trying to figure things out. We're still trying to uh, get from point A to point B. Um, we don't have a lot of rhyme and reason for what we do or where we go, just basically because it's about our life. Um, we don't have an agenda to get on down the road with or anything like that. But we enjoy it. We do the best we can. I know sometimes my opinions are not what everybody else wants to hear, but hey, it's a topic of conversation as always. So we really enjoy, your comments, your ideas. We enjoy telling you what we know. We enjoy, saying, hey, we know an answer to that. Let's tell you the answer. And then we also enjoy that we don't have an answer. Because when we don't have an answer to what you're asking, we turn around and start to look it up, try and figure it out. Um, and that, gives us a little bit more time to occupy ourselves and figure out what happens. And it, oh, had a message from my daughter. She's going to call me in a little bit. Um, it adds to the freedom of having something to do. One of the things that we see, and it's sad, but one of the things that we do see is that people come here to retire. And when they come here to retire, often we see where they end up on a bar stool. Now, I'm very thankful that I don't have an alcohol problem. Not to say I don't enjoy a drink, that's for sure. But I don't just sit around, and we don't just live at the bars. Now we do go out and we go to the bars, and we have a lot of friends that we'll go bar hopping with, or We go to Lollipop and Shooters and Carousel and Avalon and Excess, and we go even to a few of the Korean bars as well. Um, but we don't thrive on alcohol, and YouTube provides a outlet for me to be occupied. I don't have to go to a bar and sit on a bar stool and drink. And that's a good thing. It's good that that doesn't happen, and it's good that I have that outlet. In addition to that, what's also interesting is we get a lot of feedback being out. We run into people and engage in conversation, and a lot of it shows the disparity of what's going on versus what's being said when it comes to tourists, when it comes to living here, when it comes to transitioning from one country to another. All of those things are different for different people. We run into instances where we know people need to go home. They need to leave. Their life is going to be better at their home country based on that social safety net as a citizen of their own country. But we learn a lot. We see a lot. I'd like to say that we get a well-rounded view, and then in turn we go to Mindanao. Now, of course, we're in northern Mindanao. We're not anywhere near some of the hot spots, and even the hot spots aren't that bad or hot that nowadays. But we do go to the hot spots, and not the hot spots, but to Mindanao. We have a house down there. We just finished building about 80% of it this year. We still have projects, but one of the things that we learn, and if you're considering building in the Philippines, one of the things that we learn, you have to stay on top of them. You cannot go there, give them guidelines on how to build the next project piece, and then not be there when they build it. You've got to be there when they build it. Or when they do anything. For instance, we're at a point now where we have multiple different small projects. Okay, I need to install the baseboard upstairs. Our second floor is all hardwood, and I need a baseboard for that up against the wall. Um, Downstairs, we're ready to install two more split aircon units. And we have one window unit in one of the bedrooms downstairs, and we have a split aircon unit upstairs in our master bedroom. Our entire second floor is sort of like my kingdom. All right, we don't allow people up there, and that's why we put the first split air unit up there. My bed, our master bedroom has its own refrigerator, a small one, like you would find. Hey, oh my God! I can't believe it. It's Ace Bachelor Cool. Ace number one Bachelor because he's single, and cool because he is. How you doing, Ace? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope the weather's doing a little better up there. Last I looked, it was a little cold and windy from one of the last videos that you put out. Um, Hope you're doing well. Your name comes up in conversation all the time. Everybody, we were sitting at breakfast at Tequila Reef the other day, started talking about you. We were having dinner about a week ago. and somebody started talking about you, you are missed, young man. You are truly missed. I hope that you're getting everything prepared. For those of you that don't know Ace, you really need to look at his channel. Um, he is just straight up funny, but not just that. He Ace is I used to have an employee that I called the son I'm glad I never had. And Ace is sort of like the son you're glad you would never have. Not because he does anything bad or anything wrong, but sometimes he gets himself in quite a little spot. Um, and but for a young guy, he's learning super quick. That's for sure. And and don't get me wrong, it's not like he's a spring chicken or anything. Speaking of spring chickens, I saw Paula the other night. Uh, that was kind of funny. We talked about you for a couple of minutes. We stopped by Shooters and said hello to her and a couple of the other girls that we know. So, um, but Ace is a pretty interesting guy, and you really have to watch his series on the bar girl incident. I'm telling you, the guy's got more nerve than I do. But anyway, so getting back, our house in Mindanao, um, if you're gonna build anything anywhere yourself, you've got to be around there for it. So I mean, my suggestion is you build in stages. Because I can only take so long in the province myself. I mean, our home in the province is in a city of about town of about, I don't know, 10,000, actually less than 10,000. My wife claims it's 7,000. I figure closer to 5,000, but it is bigger than what I thought. Either way, that's an interesting um, place, but there's no McDonald's, there's no Jollibee, there's no nothing. All right, there is now. Here's a funny one. There was a guy, and he opened up. Apparently, he has several of these things called Crispy King, and it's a fried chicken joint. And he opened up a fried chicken joint. And now, when my wife was down to take care of her father and everything, my father-in-law, across the street and about 100 yards down, somebody else opened up a fried chicken joint. So the fried chicken war has started in Kitcheneroo. So we're about 45 minutes south of Surigao City, and about 60 to, I don't know, hour and 15 minutes north of Butuan is where that is. But our condo and where we primarily live is right here in Angeles City, and I'm very happy with it. We're happy with where we live, and we're happy with what we're doing, and we just kind of get on down the road. Um, with all of that being said, every day is a great day. Today is going to be a beautiful day. It's starting to warm up here. The warmer weather is starting to come along. Right now, it's very nice. Temperature's perfect right now, but the warm weather's coming. There's no doubt about that. And once it comes, it's going to be considerably warmer. So, Baguio City is going to be one of the cool areas. But, Baguio City is a zoo on the weekends. I would never go there on the weekends. We can drive up, we have our own car. We could drive up there, but I wouldn't do it. So, but I'm glad to see that everybody's doing well, and I'm tickled pink. I got my first super chat from Robert. I'm just ecstatic about that. Um, Ace dropped in to say hello. I hope he's doing super well, getting rid of all his stuff and getting ready to move back. He'll be here, I think, in a couple months, and we can't wait for that to happen. Um, so we're just really plugging along. Nothing major, nothing big. We had, like I said, the little YouTube blogger Chubbs and Ann showed up, along with everybody that I already mentioned. Excuse me. Um, there seems to be a lot of dust in the air past couple of days. So, but either way, I was sitting out on my balcony this morning, unfortunately smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee and answering emails, chatting to family back home in the U.S. I want to try and figure out how I can hook up a live cam on my balcony. My condo faces Mount Pinatubo, not Arrayat. So I see the main road, Narcisco Road, right below me, and it's always busy. I mean, when I say busy, there's always something going on. Even at 4 o'clock in the morning, there are vehicles going back and forth. Not a lot, but what's interesting is I'd love to set up a live cam and broadcast from 7:30 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning, and from 4:30 in the afternoon to 6:30 in the afternoon, so that you guys could see how crazy they drive, how crazy how crazy they park, everything. Oh my goodness. Off the beaten path. Our Philippine adventures. Hello from California to the Philippines and every place in between. A live cam would get tons of views. I don't know. I think, some of us would be a little bit afraid of off the beaten path. Where in California are you? Are you in Northern California or Southern California? Yeah, the live cam would get tons of views. I think you're right. Only because it's entertaining all the time. This is not like there's somebody does something crazy every 15 or 20 minutes and you just have to sit there. I mean, you can literally see one guy passing, say, a scooter, and he's in a trike. And then beside him, there'll be a van passing him. And there's no room for any. I mean, they're taking the entire road up. All right, and Narcisco is a wide street. It's actually a much wider street than Fields Ave. So Perimeter Road. San Luis Obispo. It's a beautiful area, indeed. My daughter lives in Northern California, up in the Sacramento area. She goes to college up there, and that's why I was asking. Uh, but either way, off the beaten path. I think I subscribe to you. Are you ex-military, both you and your husband, and moving to the Philippines? I'm not sure. Maybe I've got you confused with somebody else. Either way, but the live cam would be funny, and so I'm thinking about it, or thinking about trying to figure it out. Is it true that all Walking Street bar girls go back home during Christmas and New Year's? I heard it's not a good time to visit Angeles Cities. Bryce wants to know. Um, Bryce, I would say that there's a large percentage of girls that go home. Okay? Yes, off the beaten path. Um, I know exactly who you guys are. But to get back to Bryce, a couple of things that you have to try and take into consideration. First off, and this is just business, okay? The really attractive girls, a lot of them go home. They go home because they make money to go home and because they have family, of course, and because of uh, the fact that they have sponsors. Men give them money all the time. However, it's not during Christmas and New Year's. What's really what we see is that generally they go home, and of the girls that go home, and I'm saying that there are going to be plenty of girls in the bar when during these times. All right, and there'll be lots of them, and there'll be lots of very attractive girls, but they're not going home during Christmas and New Year's. In fact, for them, New Year's is much more advantageous for them to be here. It's much more advantageous. And so you'll see them go home maybe 2 or 3 days a week before Christmas. But by God, they're back before New Year's. The vast majority of them are back before New Year's. They want to come back and make that money. The New Year's, any holiday that expats or tourists party on, those are big party nights. And New Year's is a big party night, and they spend a lot of money. We had a friend of ours who bar fined 5 girls on New Year's just to take them out bar hopping and see the fireworks. So that's my take on that, Bryce. Moving up, BT and Betty is awake this morning. What's up, BT? Hope you're doing well. Everybody, BT and Betty got a great YouTube channel. I suggest you take a look at them. So we're the military couple moving. Yes, indeed. So both of you did your 20 years, I guess, or something similar to that. You've got your retirement. Maybe it was just your husband that did. I can't remember. But I have seen several of your videos. I've watched several of them, and wish you the best of luck. I think your move is coming very soon, actually. Have you already... you know what? Yeah, I can't remember if you're packed up yet. I think one of the videos you were packing stuff up. And I bet the kids are pretty excited about it as well. BT, doing good. Well, that's good to know. Enjoyed seeing you and talking with you yesterday. That was an interesting day. Oh no, I might run out of coffee soon. Oh, I forget who this Olaf, my Olaf coffee cup, which my daughter gave to me. She gave me one coffee cup. These are Disney characters, the Grinch, and it was I love these coffee cups because they're big. They hold a lot of coffee, and I drink a lot of coffee. But with that being said, the Grinch had an unfortunate accident, and so she could not get another one. They don't make them anymore, but she replaced it with Olaf, and I'm pretty grateful for that. So off the beaten path. Both 20 years retired and will move very soon. Still packing and getting our house rented. Less than 5 months till we fly. And people should, check out BT and Betty's channel. People should pay attention to how Off the Beaten Path is doing this. They're doing it the smart way, something that I've recommended a long, long time ago and recommend and continue. Then the fact is that they are planning it. They're preparing correctly for it. Okay? They're not just deciding to do it on a Thursday, and by the third Thursday of next month, they're on their way. They're taking their time, they're in no rush, or getting it all taken care of, and that's great. It's absolutely great. So Dean wants to know, what did he miss? Well, not much, Dean. We're just kind of chit-chatting, talking about whether the bar girls are around during Christmas and New Year's, which they are. Some go home, and New Year's, almost all of them are back. Although there are a few here and there, There are always those that are in the economic position to do what they want to do. I mean, keep in mind, these girls are supporting families, 90% of them, if not 99% of them. And in order for them to send money home, they have to make money. So they're doing that, taking care of everything. I tell you, it is going to be, I'm looking outside. My desk actually faces the sliding glass doors of our balcony. And so I face outside. I don't have to stare at a blank wall. And I can tell it's going to be a beautiful day, an absolutely beautiful day. Oh, that's the other thing I got to do today. I have to check. I have a really good friend of mine who had a friend that he used to spend time with in Thailand. They've known each other for years. They're both from Vegas and everything else. And his friend came to visit and having some memory issues, and he left yesterday. So I need to check and see if Eddie Wow, that's my buddy's name, if Eddie Wow and his friend Roger made it home. Really nice guy, smart too. Used to be some sort of an engineer with the nuclear industry. Very smart, neat guy. But got to check and make sure that he made it home. And that's something that you'll find in every instance. It really and truly is. BT says thanks to Off the Beaten Path, and that's great. And I'll tell you, for sheer entertainment, well, you know what, Dean? It's not that far away. Plan, Dean. Now is the perfect time to put your plan in motion. Okay? Begin the process now. Took me about a year to prepare to come over here, but it was virus time, so it wasn't so bad for me to take care of all the business. I had to till they opened back up. BT, it was kind of funny for us. We planned for about a year, put everything in motion, and we cut it down to the wire. We were literally over the Pacific Ocean, halfway to Manila, when the pilot came on the plane, on the intercom, and announced, ladies and gentlemen, if you have somebody trying to pick you up at the airport, you had better make other arrangements. We've just been notified that Manila has gone into shutdown and quarantine. There will be no taxis, no transport. We will do our best to assist you with finding transportation to your hotels once you land. And that is what we ran into. We literally flew into the uh, airport, and there was nothing. No taxis, no vans, no shuttles, nothing. They had shut them all down. We were fortunate enough because, my wife packs everything. And this was our final move. So we were traveling with 2 rollerboards, 2 backpacks, 9 of the big giant suitcases. And there was something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, 1 big box, which is what I had a iMac in. Fortunately for us, we were able to. There was actually, believe it or not, a Philippine police officer who had a brother who had a van, and we graciously paid, and the guy showed up, put everything in his van, and took us to our hotel. And then he graciously said, I'll take you to Angeles because, I don't know if you can get there in the next couple of days because everything is shutting down. And so 2 days later, he took us up to Angeles, and we had temporarily said we were going to stay at Candy. And as we stayed and checked in at Candy, there were people from City Hall behind us. You could see in their shirts. They were from the City Hall. And literally, they were shutting Candy down and telling them, hey, that's your last check-in. You don't check in anybody else unless they have reservations. And anybody that has reservations that isn't here, you need to let them know and cancel. So we made it like by that much. Absolutely. So, Ace says, I miss the Philippines, Tequila Reef. Yeah, I'm going to skip Tequila Reef this morning. I've got stuff to do here, but yep. And the Philippines misses you, Ace. Trust me. Absolutely. What would you recommend I plan for and look for? I've got a good video on that if you go back and look at my retirement playlist. But what you need to do is start to save money, decide where it is, make a couple trips out here over the next few years while you're planning, decide where it is you want to live. There's just so much to take care of. BT says, I still have business to take care of too, but next year probably. Some things just have to wait. Yep, some of them as well. Tin Whistle says, just gave Off the Beaten Path and BTN Betties. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yes, we still have property in the U.S. Absolutely. We have property in the U.S. And with that being said, it's in good hands. And we'll just leave it at that. We don't rent out anything. We don't have rental properties that we rent out, but we do have property. So, that's just the big majority of things. I mean, honestly, Dean, preparing to come to the Philippines is more important than getting here. Figure out what you're going to do for health care. Figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to get your money back and forth. All right? Figure out where you want to live and figure out your budget. I mean, you look at like Ace. Ace is a perfect example. Ace came here to visit. Then he decided to stay. And then he decided he's going to move here. So he's, cycling through this whole thing. He had to go back to the U.S., figure it all out, get rid of stuff, liquidate stuff. Now he's got to figure out, okay, I stayed as a tourist, but where am I going to live, when I actually live here? he'll tell you there's a big difference between being a tourist and living here. Ah, yeah, BT. It's something you guys gotta keep a big idea, big thing on. Watch it and keep your eyes on it. I'm just tickled pink. I just uh, uh, I don't know how else to say it. Um, you know, Robert, I have to go back and say thank you again. I'm just stunned, absolutely stunned to get a super chat because we've never had one. I didn't. Again, I just stunned because I didn't even know I could get one. Never thought about it. Never saw it. So I'm really intrigued by it, to be honest with you. Thank you again, Robert. We certainly appreciate it. Oh my! And whoop, there she goes. Trying to look at a couple of different things. I have to keep an eye out. Um, my daughter's got to touch base with me this morning. She has some projects that she's doing with her sorority, um, and then she's got uh, yeah. Oh, I missed that somehow. Off the 10 head, pay off debt and save money, then head over. Absolutely, absolutely. Plan for it. You don't want to come here with debt. You don't want to come here with credit card debt. You don't want to come here with car debt. You don't want to come here with any debt. All right. When you retire or when you come here, you want to be able to not worry. I mean, isn't that part of retirement? Isn't that part of visiting? Is to not have to worry about other stuff. Because there's enough to worry about here. This isn't always, strawberries and cream. All right. You're a stranger in a strange land, a foreigner. Okay. And with that being said, oh my God, BT, please. Wow. I'm just so flabbergasted. Thank you so very much. I didn't even know. I really had no clue I could even get a a super chat. I didn't realize it was even turned on. Uh, Robert sent us one this morning, and it was like, hey, uh, wait. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Do I click something? Do I do something? I don't even know what to do. So thank you, BT and Robert. But yeah, um, Dean, it is a big deal to pay off that debt. All right. It's a big deal to get out from any obligations that you might have. Um, and I do the same thing. I hate to say it, I really and truly do. But I was a Verizon. I've been with Verizon since 1993, I think it was. Okay. One of the things that I am now highly recommending is switching to T Mobile. And there are several reasons why. First off, with T Mobile's 5G, you have 5G here now. But more so than that, their Magenta plan has an awesome roaming feature. And for you to communicate with most financial institutions, they're now requiring double verification. They're not going to text a Filipino number. And the international roaming charges through Verizon still are nowhere near as cheap of a plan as T-Mobile has. In fact, off the beaten path, you may want to check it out. I don't know whether it would apply or not, but One of my very good friends is a retired vet, and um, through his military discounts or through whatever, the sponsorships or anything like that, he's on that T-Mobile plan, and his ability to chat back and forth, directly call, receive calls, and text, so important because they're sending out these code and PIN numbers by text for you to verify who you are. Works for him perfectly. So let's see here. 10 says, fortunately, I don't have a huge debt, so count my blessings, and anything I owe is something I can pay. Well, then you are well on the correct path. That's for sure. Yeah, there we go. And what I would suggest is if anybody has a question about it, okay, go on to Off the Beaten Path channel, subscribe, and then directly email or contact them and say, hey, how does this work? Does this work okay for you doing this and this? And she or he can tell you exactly what they're at. They're a great source of information. I talked to the other day, I did a video on why there's so many bloggers in the Philippines. Well, that's why. Off the beaten path, small channel. Smart folks, though. Really nice. Good mom. Great dad. All right. Very family oriented. Really, really neat. Okay. But they've got information that could help you. And that's why there are so many bloggers. Everybody contributes. Everybody has a little something to contribute. And that's just great. So you can't beat it. Lower Canada guys, see you in the summer. Well, sure. All right. We hope you are you going to be coming to Angeles by any chance? And if you are, we certainly love for you to look us up. Share some coffee or a beer or whatever. Let us know. BT says, I just paid off my debts before I came. It eases the mind, that's for sure. You don't want to get here and stress about stuff like that. Absolutely, BT. Absolutely. We came over. Of course, we're in a little bit of a different situation than most people. But what we did, we came over totally debt free, and what was really more important for me is that I actually opened up a joint checking account, funded it with 100% of my daughter's college needs, okay, in advance. And that makes a big, big difference. That money is now there. I can't go I could go take it, I guess. But, my daughter has access to all of it. What I did for my daughter was I said, okay, this is what tuition is going to cost. This is what books are going to cost. This is what labs are going to cost. This is what food plan. Here's an allowance of this much. This is how much apartment rent's going to cost. This is what it's going to cost. Keep your car insured, your cell phone, everything. And then added a cost of living increase for it, and then put it in that bank account. My daughter draws on it. So I don't even have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about the fact that something could happen to me and it might be a month or two before she gets access to the right financial needs to take care of her future. So don't forget about that as well. Taking care of, for some of us that are retired, off the beaten path, bringing their kids, they have young kids, but for those, a lot of us, we've got kids, still there, and you got to take care of them too. Off the Beaten Path says, we also have Charles Schwab and did our visas and citizenship paperwork for the Philippines. Great. So again, here you go. These, and I mean, plan. Understand what you got to do, what you got to take care of, how you're going to take care of it. Okay? And plan. Plan in advance. Your transition will be so much easier if you plan. It'll make a world of difference. It will absolutely make a world of difference. Okay? I mean, think about it, because we, in America especially, all right, everything is so easy and convenient. I got to tell you, you can't just hop in the car here. I mean, for instance, our Philippine bank is about 2 miles away. It's the closest branch. That's going to be at the SM Clark Mall. All right? It takes 40 minutes to get in the door from here to there. Now, when we lived in Phoenix, or in Anthem, northern Phoenix, all right, our bank was about 10 miles away. And I could be in the door in 15 minutes. Things here operate differently. Just finding a parking space at the mall can take forever. So, plan. Absolutely plan. Buffalo Bob says he's leaving in 30 days. I'm getting anxious and excited. Bringing my dog too. Oh my God. What did you have to go through to get your dog here? That'd be interesting. I'd love to know that. I wish I could have brought our dog. Unfortunately, I could not. We had a French Mastiff. He weighed 160 pounds and he was 6'6" tall on his hind legs. And we could not bring him. But he's with a very good home. But I would like to know what you went through, Bob. Please. That'd be interesting. To know what you went through to bring your dog. Wow. Says he's leaving from, Bob says he's leaving from Detroit Metro. Finals destination is Bowalen. I don't even know how to say that. And shamefully enough, I have to say I don't know where it is. Yeah, even Dean, 10 Whistles, says he'd like to know, how'd you get your dog here? What'd you have to go through? Will it have to go through quarantine here? Will it have to spend a certain period of time? So Bob says the Bureau of Animal Industry, BIA, veterinary records submitted. So how big is your dog? I take it you must have some sort of a lap dog, that it's not a large dog. I saw, what was it, last year, across from Dumaguete. That's by one. Okay. So across from Dumaguete, and I know where Dumaguete is. Thank you, Bob. Elvin, good morning, young man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there was Dean, there was a big article about a bull terrier, a couple bull terriers that actually had a terrible incident. I think it was in Austin, Texas, somewhere. I can't remember. Brett Maverick took his dog home to Canada from here, and it was a chore too. Now he's back here for a while, and his dog's still in Canada. Well, I'm sure he misses his dog. That's for sure. I miss mine. I really do. Um, we had him quite a while. Quite a while. That's interesting. I don't know. I did see. I was trying to say, a year or two ago, I saw an article. There was a country, and I don't remember where it was or anything, but there was a country that actually allowed you to bring your dog, but had a list of about, I don't know, 10 dogs you were not allowed. They would not allow to be imported into their country. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember where it was. Again, it was several years ago. Uh, Bob says one, microchip, two, shot records, rabies certificates, must apply online, get a QR code for clearance, and a health certificate to fly. Wow. What airlines are you flying, and is the dog going to stay in the cabin with you? Dean says she's a softie with adults, bit giddy, excitement, accidentally knocked those less stable on their feet, and isn't too good with other dogs due to having been attacked a few times. Yeah, dogs are, they're great. I've had dogs all my life. I cannot have a dog here. So, wow, Bob, a Saint Bernard and standard poodle mix. Looks like a setter on steroids. That's a big dog. Are you going to have to buy a separate seat for that, or does it go in a kennel and in cargo? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how that works. I really and truly do not. Wow. That's a long flight. That's tough. That's really tough. Well, congrats to you, Bob. I wish you the best of luck in your trip, and I hope that Daisy enjoys it. That's for sure. That's absolutely for sure. So we're looking at all the different things and trying to get everything taken care of, and that must have been quite a chore. Detroit to LA, Delta, then switch to PAL baggage. 700. Wow. That's impressive. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. That's impressive. Well, I do wish you the best of luck, and Daisy to have the best flight. That's for sure. Yeah, BT chases cats just to make them run around. No, I'm kidding. There are. I feel bad for them too, BT. Pit bulls are banned in the UK, although they are fantastic breeds in general. I've met a few, and they've always had competent owners who knew how to manage them properly. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with how well you socialize that animal. That's just the bottom line. Brewers fan, I don't trust with the airlines. Yeah, it's hard to, but sometimes you have no choice. I mean, what other choice do you have if you don't? I mean, how else are you gonna be able to get them here? I guess you could. I guess you could. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I wish I did. I don't have an answer for you, but um, but I don't think you have a choice if you can try and get them there. It's true they won't let you touch them unless you got food. Yeah, I think they pretty much learned that unless you've got food, um, you may not have the best intent here. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Well, folks, it's been an hour. I've got to give my daughter a call, and I really appreciate your time. Robert, BT, thank you for the super chats. I'm amazed. Never had one before. I didn't even know I could. All right. Off the beaten path. You're getting close. 5 months and counting. All right. So you guys all be good. Have a great day. I hope it's going to be as wonderful a day as mine is. And you guys all take great care. All right. Sorry, James, I have to run. It's been an hour. So take care. And you guys be good. And we'll see you next week when we do it again. Bye.